one of the homies that I've known for a really long time is about to hop on and share some. She gonna do some storytelling, but let me tell you, it might be some storytelling, it might be some poetry. She gonna dangle her earrings in your face. You know what I'm saying? And if your earrings aren't up to her standard, she might tell you about them. Uh, but super talented, super talented. I've probably known each other like 15 years now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I want y'all to go ahead and drop the ones already. For Deidre right now because she about to do her thing.
Deidre.
Hello.
What's up, D?
Hey, love.
Hey.
Miss
How y'all
Dee.
doing? Hi.
Good.
So like I feel like we need to talk about this lineup y'all got cuz like I'm feeling all of the feels and to make me go after Ryan Nicole is
Please.
is an
It's
honor
proper.
and a burden all at the
Shut
same
up. It's
time.
proper. Come on. I'm just on
But
base. You
yes.
gotta hit me in. Come on now.
So storytelling. So these poems, because there's two of them, are just birthed out of what I've been seeing as of late. I work at a high school, and like in the mission statement for the high school, because it's a charter school, is all this language about like dismantling systemic racism and making sure that like we are showing up for our Black and brown students and just making sure that we're like treating them holistically. And I feel like that is a great ambition, but our execution ain't the best all the time. And so like they're constantly sending us to these trainings, these amazing trainings. And my name is Deidre. I go by Dee Dee. My preferred pronoun is Dee Dee. Yeah. But I also, am starting to get more comfortable with being Deidre in spaces. But I make it a point to spell my name in such a way as so that it's pronounced correctly. And that's not necessarily what my mother did. So I'll put the spelling that appears on my birth certificate and on my paychecks on a name tag, but I'll also put the pronunciation. And I was at a training and this white woman saw my name tag and was like, "Oh, what does your name tag say?" And so she read it and she was like, "Oh, I will look at your name and say Deidre." And I was like, "Oh, cool," because a lot of times people don't. And she was like, "Yeah, I taught in San Francisco." I'm not from San Francisco. I'm not from San Francisco. My mother isn't from San Francisco. My name isn't from San Francisco. And I know she didn't mean anything by it, but that is why I truly believe that there are few things more dangerous than a well-intentioned white woman.
That segue.
Beware the well-intentioned white woman. I bet she has a safety pin. Bet she voted for Obama. Bet she wishes she owned property in Georgia so she could have voted for Stacey. Takes pride in the fact that she is part of the 47%. I bet she pauses, speaks last names first when first names have too many syllables. I bet she overcomplicates the simple and calls it allyship. Prides herself on the way she contorts her tongue to speak your name. I bet she smiles when calling it unique, swallows awe and wonder before asking if it has a meaning, as if it being yours is not enough to give it one. I bet she is a feminist, pronounces the in sister, grimaces when her grandfather pronounces the in a different word at the dinner table. I bet she is seventh generation good to you people. Bet she doesn't see color. Prides herself on seeing individuality, though. Bet in her family, the blue blood never spilled black blood unless it was absolutely necessary. I bet she believes Black Lives Matter. Bet she went to the rally, bought the t-shirt and wore it to school on picture day. I bet she watched Black Panther twice in theaters. Paid for her students to watch it in Oakland. Bet she refers to her students as hers. Bet she is oblivious to her ancestors' wink at the possessive pronoun. Bet she teaches English, dabbles in Spanish, recognizes African American vernacular as a language, learned to roll her I's and her R's at the cookout only two of her kind got invited to. Bet she is happy to finally be in the minority. I bet she apologizes for her ancestors, calls attention to her privilege to call attention to privilege. I bet she cries when she offends. I bet she cries often. Sheds tears over the injustices experienced by Black and brown bodies simply for being a Black or brown body into a hand-woven handkerchief she bought on Etsy to support the education of Black and brown girls in a country that is not America. I bet she says America when she is talking about the United States, while in the same breath reminding you that Africa is not a country, but a continent. A well-intentioned white woman is ironic. Like doing anti-racism work and still managing to be anti-Black. Like being outraged by George Floyd's death in police custody without questioning whether a counterfeit $20 bill warranted police involvement in the first place. It is taking to the streets because you are tired of Black death, only to go back inside and do nothing to improve the quality of Black life. A well-intentioned white woman is dangerous in the way she becomes so focused on the solution, she forgets the origin of the problem.
Come through, Miss Dee.
What's wild is she started off so humble. So, I just had to come out to Ryan. I don't know what I'm about to do, but
I don't even know. Hello, thank you. Oh, sandbagging ass Dee.
What she did is make us think that her smile was
The smile and them earrings, right?
yeah, I'm like, no, her smile is beautiful, but her delivery is like nice.
So, the second poem, at the last Digital Dam, I told you that I had this choreo poem called If You Give a Black Girl a Lemon, and I read you some poems from a character named Maya. I worked on it with Ryan Nicole. Shout out to Ryan Nicole.
Turn up.
Hey!
Hey!
But, this poem is also written in the voice of one of the lemons. And this lemon is, and this poem is written in the voice of Ruff. And Ruff is like
In here tonight.
Oh, well, hey. But Ruff is like the realist of the group. Like if Maya represents the youth and Liz represents motherhood and matriarchy, Ruff is like real. Like and so this poem is called The Definition of. There is a language within the language, a code switch within the code switch, where words mean different things for Black folk. Black, with a little b, will be little people. It means boy is a derogatory term and girl is a temporary stage of an accelerated childhood. Black with a capital B means target, not to be confused with the store because that target means must be protected. For more on this definition, see wealthy businesses, systemic racism, and the status quo. The status quo means the school to prison pipeline is functioning properly, means there are whole institutions embedded in the master's house we may never have the tools to dismantle, means the problem and its solutions are ancestral. Ancestor is one who has witnessed history before it started repeating itself, one who basked in the sun and saw nothing new under it, one who may leave the earth without seeing the change they knew who was going to come. Mother means risk taker, or one who is well versed in grief, one who trains up that which may be gunned down. That is used to replace human. Human is reserved for non-Black folk, those who have the power to weaponize their tears, those of privilege. Privilege means one who avoids the conversation, for whom ignorance is not only bliss, it is an intentional choice, for whom race is an afterthought. Afterthought means you probably were not born male, means you identify with the marginalized within the minority, means you alternate between being sick and tired and sick, means your existence is exhausting. Black folks code switch as if their lives depend upon it. Black folks understand the literal and lived experience of a language. We are fluent in silence because we have felt yours in our bones. We are experts at duality. We know hope is a light thing with feathers and Gianna on the shoulders of her uncle saying, Daddy changed the world. We know hope is a rainbow against a backdrop of gray skies, the aftermath of a weeping sky. We know the rainbow is a symbol that heavy rains do not mean the end, that sometimes destruction is temporary, a reminder that after a while, even God chose fire.
Ooh,
That's
Jesus.
it. That's it.
I know we can't clap, but I'm clapping.
Thank you, thank
Damn.
you.
We
Thank
got
you,
some
thank
work.
you.
We got some work to do, Deidre.
Yes, we do, Ryan.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
She's so, she's so deep.
Deidre.
Deidre, appreciate you always, because every time I hear you on a microphone, whether or not it's the one that is attached to your computer right now or the ones that you used to break under your feet over at the Air Lounge or the Golden State Slam, you always come with it, and I appreciate you. I know a lot of other people, if you look at the comments, are appreciating you right now as well.
All of the ones.
But so for clarity's sake, because I like to be real clear about things, that I mentioned this place called the Air Lounge, which was a venue that was run by a woman by the name of Brandy years ago. She instituted an open mic for folks in Oakland, and everybody, not everybody, but a lot of the people that used to come through those doors are now doing great things. And what's funny is a lot of the people who were the most impactful in those doors are on this lineup tonight, which is why Deidre was like, I looked at the lineup and I was like, man.
Facts. Big facts.
But we appreciate you, Deidre, and shout out to everybody who is, on this lineup tonight, and for what y'all are gonna do, for what y'all have done already, and the inspiration that's been put out there. So we appreciate y'all's damn Inside Lands. Now we got